Working on the land has been a compelling life for generations of Australians. There's a proud history of Indigenous people in this country's rural industries, from leather-skinned stockmen to muscle-bound shearers. They faded away for a time, but now those legendary ringers and roustabouts are returning to the land. On the Barwon River in northern New South Wales is a small town called Brewarrina. Before white men, this was a meeting place for Aboriginal people from across the Murray-Darling Basin. Later, Bree was all about wool. One local station employed 117 shearers to clip 300,000 sheep. Now, those two threads from the town's past, Indigenous and agricultural, are weaving together again. This is Merriman Shearing School, just outside town. A live-in training facility where Indigenous youth learn to be the shearers of tomorrow.
Shift this leg back if you're running out of room.
Laurie Bateman is the chief trainer, an award-winning gun shearer whose top tally is 420 sheep a day.
Head into position, you're after that line again.
He's also Indigenous.
Now, I've been shearing 24 years. Started when I was 16, the same age as these young fellas up here.
Push it in like a motorbike throttle, so you're getting a good flat surface there. From one ear to the other.
In the shearing shed, the very first day they get here, we go up, they all gathered around, they're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, just wondering what's happening.
Keep shuffling back to your stand and let it go.
A lot of these kids, when they get here, they've never seen a sheep, but they've never been inside a shearing shed, never been away from home, never been out of town.
Laurie does a daily demonstration, then the boys get their chance to shear. They're halfway through a 13-week course.
Drag that leg back so you're dragging that sheep around. Yeah, good. That's good.
There you go, my name is Ella Murphy. I'm 16 years of age. I come from Colomulla. I used to be pretty bad, running around and stuff, doing bad things. Yeah, heard about this course and just thought I'd come down here and try to live life or something, you know, and make a better life.
You're right.
Never had nothing to do with the shearing industry whatsoever. I've seen a few, I've chased a few on a day, but I've never actually shorn a sheep before. They're wormy animals, bro. They don't know how to sit in one spot. The only reason he's a good teacher is patience. He's got patience. Like, he'll sit there and he'll wait for you. Whereas with other people, if you're not doing it right, they'll just start yelling at you and hurry up and whatever.
Good on you.
Some of these kids come from very hard backgrounds. Their parents are alcoholics, drug addicts, and there's no care, there's no love. And I believe young men and ladies, they really need role models to go forward. They're watching they're like sponges. All kids are like sponges. They'll do what they see.
Right now, the sponges are soaked with sweat. It's 42 degrees in the shed, and just as hot for those who handle the fleece.
Pick it up where there's nothing hanging down. Now, follow me down to the table.
Helping the trainees forget the heat is roustabout Stacey Hooper, or Big Girl, as she prefers.
Now, can you all gather around, please, ladies?
Yeah, she's good. You get a good laugh out of her, joke around.
Well, Ellen, we have to take the brand out because it goes into a different butt because that needs to be washed. Well, I've been in the bush for a long, long time, so I enjoy the rousing, the hard-earned money, the sweat. Then I know that I've worked hard for it. Yeah. Now, we've got our shanks, which is a different kind of wool. I'm very proud of what I've done. Like I went from a cook to a wool handler where I wasn't really good at all. But I gave it everything I got. That's it. I love doing my job. I can go to work, talk all day, enjoy it, and still do my work and get paid for it.
Come in, guys. Had a really good day today. We've had a few obstacles going throughout the week. You've worked through a 40-degree heat and we've done a full day's work. Good on you. So we'll pack our gear away and that's us for today. We'll go down for a swim. Okay, 40 degrees. We'll go and check the yabby nets. Righto.
When we finish work, we just go down the river and have a bit of a swim and chuck a few pots in, go fishing or something. It's something we used to do back home. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just like home, if you think of it, but all boys. It's pretty good, actually. You get your own room, privacy.
Hey guys, tea's ready.
I'm pretty happy now at the moment, but when I first come here, the first couple of weeks, I was just like, I don't want to do this, it's too hard. But now I got the hang of it, it's just like, just want to keep doing it and doing it. Just keep going until you get better and better.
Far north Queensland, big land under big sky, where drought-hardened cattle roam vast properties. Up here, a light plane is the most practical way to get around. But Damien Kerr's flight has nothing to do with herding cattle. For this fifth-generation grazier, it's about rounding up the stockmen of tomorrow.
I grew up in a world that was with Indigenous stockmen, and I think they seem to have a real affinity with the bush as bushmen and seem to have a special affinity with stock. For me, I think is what we're trying to change is we're trying to get this next generation, you know, to come on through and start being role models and start to fill that gap.
Driven to bring back the Aboriginal ringer, Damien started a live-in training school for Indigenous stockmen on his property near Cooktown. It's called Outstation North. Trainees are recruited from across the top end.
How many boys you got now?
We got about 60, 65 fellas that work for us. Need some more.
At Doomadgee near the Northern Territory border, new boys are trying out for the next intake.
It's a Cert 2 in beef production, but what we put the most emphasis on is just getting you so you've got the life skills and the job skills to hold a job. I just want to paint a real fair income picture so you know exactly what it is. You're not thinking you're going to a holiday camp or anything else. You know that it's plenty of fun, but we work. When we go to those interviews, I think that the important thing for us and our program, we've got to try and select the right boys for our program. You ride horse?
Yeah.
Yeah? You done any ringing? Been in the bush? Done any your work?
Never done work, but I ride horse.
You know, we've got to appreciate that they've come here because lots of their families back their great-grandfathers and their grandfathers, and they've had some connection to the cowboy image and the stockman heritage. Yep. You reading right good?
Oh yeah, but not really good.
16-year-old Wesley Nero loves camping, fishing and his culture.
Go and see if we can catch a goanna for us, put him on the fire.
Yeah, oh, they're great, mate. You ever taste that?
Yeah.
Oh, they're lovely, eh, mate, when you get them out of the cold, eh?
Bloody oath, yeah.
But this young man needs something more.
I've been in this town for a pretty long time, mate.
Been in this town?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And now this is the time I'm getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing something with my life. Can't just leave my life running around in here.
I flew into a community to pick up a boy, Leroy, and to take him out to a job, and he lined up and introduced me to 5 grandmothers, and don't ask me how he can have 5 grandmothers, but that one, well, she reared him, but she wasn't his proper grandmother, and she was, and way we went all the way down the line, and all those old ladies were all so appreciative, so appreciative. And that's when I really started to realise that you're really making a difference to people's lives, and just how appreciative those people are. It's been a very important part of our industry, and these boys are the start of the turnaround. It's a rural training program, it's a certified rural training program that we give boys the practical skills to have them well equipped to go and start to hold a job. There's boys that have been smoking ganja all night and walking about all night and sleeping all day. So, they turn up here and it's alcohol-free and drug-free.
Outstation North is 5 weeks of learning and living the stockman life, mending fences, moving livestock, handling horses.
Not too fast, not too fast. Slow down. Okay, that'll do.
By communicating with an animal, they're learning lots of other life skills of something that gets tired and thirsty and hungry, and and caring for it, and the responsibility of something that's not a machine. It's a living, feeling, touching animal that gets sore and scared and tired and thirsty. That's very similar to how we'd want to be treated in a human relationship. We've seen a lot of great results. In our program this year, we've got up to 60 boys out and into jobs, and hopefully they can stick it out and do their families and their communities and themselves a lot of pride.
Talgoola Station, 170 kilometres north of Julia Creek, is home to Carlton, his wife Tricia and their 3 girls. They have a 4th young charge under their wing, 15-year-old Theo from Weipa.
Good boy.
Since graduating from Outstation North, Theo's been working here, fine-tuning his ringer skills.
How you going? All right?
Yeah.
Okay, push along. Sometimes you get kids that just come here and they don't know anything about, they don't even understand horse at all, but obviously Theo's done a bit of horse work and cattle work, and so a bit of an understanding of what he was doing before he started. Try straight towards the keep him, kick him. Good work. For kids like Theo, they've given them a start into our industry, and I think Damien and his team have done a tremendous job.
Theo's lived at Talgoola about a year, so Damien's flown in to check on him.
And you've been settled in all right? You enjoying it here?
Yeah.
Yep. Missing home?
No.
No more?
No.
To me, it's all in vain if we don't get these boys out and into jobs and have them hold jobs that are going to start to break the cycle and turn their lives around, What do you really like about being here compared to being at home?
It's better out here, you can have more fun.
What would you be doing if you weren't here?
Oh, we'll be getting in trouble back home.
Would you?
Yeah.
And what's the difference like inside here?
Oh, I feel good.
Yeah?
Out here, feel good to be here. Happy.
True.
Yeah.
Good man. Good man. Well, that's the name of the game. That's all we want.
Morning at Merryman, and thankfully the mercury has dropped. The cook's alarm clock blasts the boys out of bed.
Nah, I don't like that much, but you have to get up and do what you got to do.
Before the trainees hit the shearing stand, there's yard work to be done.
Well, mate, the guys are doing some land marking with the sheep. Yeah, just another thing they can learn here at the school. And it's something different. It's a 15-week course, and we're breaking it up into little bits and pieces so they can have fun and enjoy it and learn all the way through it. That's good, man. Getting the ear tags in right here.
Hundreds of lambs need to be earmarked, backlined and drenched. It's about learning to work as a well-oiled machine. Laurie's dad, Ian Bateman, is helping out. He devised Merryman's first training program.
I've been in the rural industry, in the sheep industry, since I was 14. That's a lot of years ago. I mean, we didn't have anybody to teach us years ago. You had to teach yourself. You looked and learned. Oh, and the sooner we get them done, the sooner we get shearing. Well, mate, it's unreal. I mean, we're the only organisation that I know of that's putting people back into the industry. And it wouldn't really worry me whether it was an Indigenous background or not. I would just be proud to have any kid achieve, especially when I see what they come from.
What about you, Billy Goat? Have you been playing up since I've seen you last? You've been in trouble with the coppers?
Colour should never be a bounds to anything you want to do. That's the way I see things. This is the real working shed. I mean, they learn this, they can get a job on a property. Out of the last school, I think we've had 2 gone to work for Roger Fletcher on his properties.
Roger Fletcher is Australia's biggest sheep baron.
I mean, these blokes are pretty good managers. Yeah, they run a lot of sheep.
His company, based in Dubbo, is a generous patron of Merryman Shearing School.
Well, I grew up and left home and went droving, and you know, there was quite a lot of drovers that was Indigenous, and in those days there was a lot of them shearing, and you know, at one stage I had 8 shearers shearing and they were all Indigenous, so what happened?
To encourage Indigenous shearers back to the industry, Fletcher International supplies Merryman with thousands of sheep each year.
I mean, we do have a responsibility to the next generation. We see it vital that young kids at school can see their way out when they leave school, not just go and sit on the street and then start up. And I think that's one of the things we can get out of it is, you know, that you can say, well, look at that young fella there, what he's done and what he's been able to achieve, and, you know, I was just one small part of it.
Teaching a boy to shear is one thing. What about teaching him how to live?
It isn't just about shearing, it's about washing your own clothes, getting up early, respecting your fellow workmate. There's a roster for washing up after tea and lunch and breakfast. Everybody gets a turn of that, just to try and educate the young men and ladies. You've got to have some responsibilities yourself. To be within the shearing industry, you've got to be physically fit, active, motivated. We've got a gym set up over there where they can use, but just dragging the sheep out in general and getting out and doing bits and pieces and sweating, I believe can't be bad for you.
I feel like I'm getting a bit fitter, healthier. I don't know, I was just shearing and mucking around with wool one day and I just noticed myself getting better slowly. So I just started getting keen on myself, getting a bit of confidence. Well, if you want to be treated like a man, you got to act like a man.
Augustus Downs, one of Queensland's westernmost cattle stations, with 30,000 head of stock.
How you going, mate? Good? Yeah? Been well?
Yeah.
Good boy, good boy. Working hard?
Yeah.
That's my man.
Damien Kerr's here to visit 8 Outstation North graduates working with the muster camp for the season. Not long ago, these young people were learning the ropes with Damien. Now they're fair dinkum cowboys and cowgirls, working for an honest day's pay.
Really, the journey's only just beginning. The hard work's only just starting. But hopefully, the longer we can hold them out and in a good environment and out in a job, and every day that they're in a job is a good day.
Pick up your reins, get their noses down and in. See how soft you can get them. See how little it takes.
Wet weather has put off plans to push 2,000 cattle into the yards, giving Damien the chance to run a horsemanship refresher with his former students.
If you ever want to know what it feels like on a nice horse, what the field should feel like, that's it there. Remember it. That looks good, Pete. It's good, Clivey. Keep riding him up there.
My name is Clive Casey, original from Normandy, but I grew up in a little town called Laura, that's up in the Cape. This outback station thing, Damien, it changed my life a bit. The way I used to ride horses, I never used to get to learn the proper way. I've learnt the old ways, and for me now it's changed my life right around.
Since leaving Outstation North, Clive's worked on properties across the state, but his biggest journey has been on the inside.
As a person, I was really bad person. For this life here, you can get off the drugs, you know, get off grog, alcohol. It really make you really fit again. I've had a really rough life as a young fella, but I've got over that. And so, for me, it's pretty exciting out here. You can have fun. Out here, the bush has actually done a lot of things for me. Peaceful, nice and quiet. You don't have to have people yelling in your ears. No noise, no stereos next door, no partying. Love to listen to the birds. You can have a peaceful, quiet sleep. My favorite place to be. Yeah, I feel very proud of myself, and I'd like to see other young fellas that have a rough life to come out here and try it. Just drop what you're doing, come out here and enjoy yourself out here. The bush life, the best life you ever can have.
At Merryman, bush life is about being independent. That means having a go at everything.
If they can get that teamwork, they can leave here and go into the workforce and just work anywhere, whatever they're doing. If it being in the shearing sheds or land marking sheep or in the supermarket in town.
Now, Philip, while he's digging this side, you can plant cover in those other ones there.
Like, it's good from my point of view to see laying the seed, then seeing the flower, seeing them grow into good, young, strong men.
It's just changed me a lot. It's just made me think I can go and do other things with my life instead of getting in trouble and getting locked up all the time and stuff like that. Starting to find a way around things, like arguing, just walk away and stuff instead of fighting.
Quite honest, I'd like to have them for 25 weeks. Because there's so much more we could teach them within 25 weeks. We could have them coming out of here and everyone would want to be a shearer to shear 100 sheep. And a contractor would snavel them up just like that.
Come on, boys, stretch.
This school makes me so proud. It makes me feel 7 foot tall and bulletproof. To have this for young Indigenous people in a time when they need it, like some families are pretty hard done by, and it's something for their kids. The 4 trainers here, we give 100%, and it's all for these young men and ladies here. And they'll never forget it, I'm sure of that, eh? They'll never forget Merryman.